Ladies and gentlemen, it seems like we visited this exact scenario, this story before. I don't know what is going on in our society. I don't know what kind of crack these people are smoking. It's something special in the water that's messing these people's brains up. I don't know what's going on. And I feel bad for the children. I don't necessarily feel bad for the adults that are doing this to the kids, because the kids are the ones that can't speak for themselves. They can't defend themselves, and they are not the ones choosing to live in this world. They didn't choose to procreate themselves. That's us as adults who are putting these children in this situation. This is why what I'm trying to do is spread awareness so that we can end this violence. If you guys are sensitive, this might not be the channel for you. If you need to exit the video, I understand, because I'm going to say some things that are not going to sit well with your sensibilities, that are probably going to make you think that I just hate women, which is far from the truth. But I got to call a spade when I see it. The woman, if you can even call her that you see on my screen, has done something that I've talked about on this channel a couple of different times. It's really, really bad. In this most recent incident, the distraught 24-year-old mother of two children, this so-called mother, her name is Dejanay Gerald. Dejanay Gerald, of course, has a hood name. It's a name that you wouldn't be able to pronounce properly if you didn't know that's what it said. But it's Dejhanay, and then Gerald, Jarrell. 24 years old. This woman looked like she'd have lived a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Look at her face. And where is her hairline? She's 24 years old. I didn't lose my hairline at least till I was 32. Sheesh. Her hairline way back here, like, good Lord. I mean, not even way back here. Y'all see that? Let me back this up like a U-Haul truck. Let me show y'all this. Look at this. Look. She covered up with these do-rags and weaves and do-rags. But all the while, let me see if I can get her face back up on the screen. Look at that. That's all I can say is just... Let me move on. What this idiot did was she threw her newborn daughter out of a window. I think she was like 2 stories up, if I'm not, 2 or 3 stories. I think it was 2 stories up. She threw the baby out of the window before also throwing her son out of the window as well. After the fall, witnesses stated that Gerald continued to slam the baby's head against the concrete. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Look, relationship rehab. I'm sorry. This is not funny. I'm sorry. You're right, bro. Traction alopecia. Boy, y'all know they come up with some terminology. I'll tell you that. I'm sorry. Let me move back to the story. My bad. After the fall, witnesses stated that the mother, this so-called mother, continued to slam the baby's head against the concrete. Did y'all catch that? Both the children and their mother were completely naked. They were completely naked, as in nude, in the nude. The question with all of this is why? Shout out to my brother Tommy, because he says the most important question you could ask is why? Why did she throw the kids out the window? Why was she naked? Why did she try to kill the kids and slam the kids' head against the concrete after throwing the kids out the 2nd-story window? What in the actual hell? Both the children and their mothers were completely naked. It was then that the neighbor by the name of Carl jumped in to try to save the children. Dejanay Gerald, who was 24 years young, was charged on Saturday with 2 attempted murders, 2 assaults, twice reckless endangerment, and acting dangerously for a child under the age of 17 years old. Now, the pictures that y'all just saw, because I was able to find those at the last minute of her and that other dude. Oh, I'm going to talk about that, even though I hid his face, because he's an innocent party in this, as far as I know. But I'll go back and talk about that. So bookmark that. I'll talk about her not having that man in her life. We'll come back to that. The Brooklyn mother who allegedly threw her 2 young children, including a newborn, out a second-story window. Let me not say allegedly, because witnesses actually say they heard it. They saw it and heard it. So let's just put that out there. She threw the children out the window, including a newborn baby, out the second-story window in Brooklyn, and she's now facing attempted murder charges. On Saturday, June the 12th, so this was only 2 days ago, she was accused of throwing her newborn daughter and toddler out of the window of her second-story apartment in New York City. Now, according to authorities, Dejanay Gerald was naked when she threw her two-year-old son and 1-month-old daughter out the window at 11:20 a.m. in a Brownsville area of Brooklyn. I wonder why Brownsville sounds so familiar. I don't know if there are any YouTubers out there that are from Brownsville. I'm from Brownsville, son. I think it might be something wrong with the air that y'all are breathing out there. I really do. In a similar incident before, a Queens mother was actually accused of throwing her newborn baby out the window minutes after birth. Another previous reported incident of maternal brutality was that of Brianna Joyce, who videotaped herself beating a newborn baby and sent the videos to the baby's father. And we didn't even do that story yet. We haven't even done that story yet. Last year, we reported that Noah Tomlin, a mother from Virginia, mutilated and murdered her 2-year-old son. Trinity Pittman, another mother from Georgia, allegedly killed her infant son for soiling his diaper. Lord have mercy. Now, according to eyewitnesses, Gerald threw her naked children out the fire exit of her Rockaway apartment at around 11 before jumping to the ground and continuing to harm the newborn girl after she fell onto the courtyard concrete from behind, which you guys can see it right there. That place literally looks like it came out of an abandoned city out of a movie or something. That don't even look real. I know that might be reality living for some people, but I'm sorry, that just looks depressing. It really does. But I know people doing what they got to do, so don't get mad about my opinion. It's just an opinion. Chen's sister-in-law, Shandy Harrison, claimed that she rushed to the scene in panic after hearing the child's screaming and explosion outside her home. She watched the mother grab the baby's leg and bang its head on the floor twice. The mother asked for help. I can see she was depressed. I think she wanted to kill the baby, but she just wasn't in her right mind. We're all women, and I don't want her to be judged. There's that word again. I don't want her to be judged. Why not? Why would you protect somebody? I don't understand why people feel the need to protect this. Why is womanhood more safe? Can anybody explain that to me? Let me pose my question. Why is womanhood more important than children? Can anybody explain that? Why is womanhood more important than children? The breakdown of the family, the nuclear family. I hate when people say nuclear. It's nuclear. I feel like I want to slap people who say nuclear. The nuclear. It's nuclear. The nuclear family, biological mother, biological father, children raised under the same roof. But I want y'all to notice something. Do you hear about a father in this situation? Hell no. And I actually have a theory. Let me show you guys a picture real quick, if y'all don't mind. Can I show y'all a picture real quick? Let me show you something that I was able to find on Facebook. I want y'all to take a look at this picture because I found this from that young man's page. I'm not going to put his name out there, which is why I hid his face. But he claims that he loves this woman. He's in love with this woman. Madly in love with her. That's the mother who threw her children out of a freaking window. I don't know if he's the baby daddy. I have no idea. But let me say this. I'm going to assume, and I'm going to do a lot of assuming until somebody come out and tell me what the damn truth is. See something, say something, speak up. But here's what I believe. I believe this big-headed, traction alopecia-headed woman was so desperate for a man, so enthralled in herself, that once that man left her, I believe she felt like, you know what? I had these children for nothing. I only had these children for the benefits that I can get off of these children. At the AFC, we call that hashtag babies for benefits. Now I'm no longer getting the benefits of these kids because I thought I could keep my man, lost my man, and now I wants to get rid of these kids because they are no longer benefiting me. They're not making me feel good. Because you know they actually said, let me see if I can find the quote. This woman actually said that she's tired of being by herself. Let me get the full quote. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Let me find it. Tired. She kept trying to hurt the children who were also naked. The woman allegedly pounded the infant's head into the ground because she was tired of being by herself. That's one of the babies right there. Beautiful little babies, too. Thank you. I believe she was trying to trap a man. Babies for benefits. That's an AFC hashtag. We use it for a reason because I think it applies. Think about what she said. I'm tired of being alone, so I'm going to kill my children? I'm sorry, but I didn't know that penis was that good. I really didn't. I didn't think it was that damn serious. The fact that you had every opportunity and every choice to protect yourself before sex, during sex, after sex. You didn't have to have these children. Don't we have safe haven laws in every state? Well, if you don't want these children, you could give them up. You could have given the children up to the dad, couldn't you? Yep. You damn sure could have. But did you do it? Nope. Why? Because you're a selfish bitch? Yep. She was so consumed by herself. The self-esteem of this woman is absolutely asinine. That you would try to murder your children because a man don't want to be with you? And let me point something out there to you. Can I give y'all a little relationship advice? And we have the relationship doctor in the building. So if he wants to tell me if I'm right or wrong about this, he can let me know. Let's have a little serious talk for a moment. We got a good amount of people here. If y'all would do me a favor and click that thumbs up. I want to talk about something. Let me take y'all back to something real quick. First of all, let's look at this face. What man would want to be with a woman who don't take care of her skin? If you don't take care of your skin, I'm assuming that you probably don't bathe properly, meaning you probably smell in a funky manner. Nobody wants to be around you. What man is going to want to lay up on a woman that smell bad, bad hygiene, bad breath, bad skin, bad hair because you're always wearing weaves in your head and pulling out your head and causing traction alopecia, huh? Sticking all that glue and all that bullshit in your head all damn day, getting all them chemicals into your hair and in your bloodstream, which also affects your bodily fluids, which can also emanate a smell. I've never used that word emanate, but this is the perfect time to use it. It emanates a smell that is just not good. Let's talk about that first of all. Second of all, let me say this. That apartment place does not look conducive to raising children. If you don't have enough money to live any better than that, then don't have kids. You live in that nasty ass place. You go live in that nasty rat infested, dirt infested, trash all over the place, falling apart ass apartment over there. Live there by yourself. You can't have children if you don't even love yourself enough to be happy by yourself. Did I say something that was wrong? How about that for some relationship advice? Let me say it again. If you cannot be happy by yourself, then you damn sure shouldn't have children in your possession. Third of all, let's just say, well, she's young, she don't have a lot of money. Then don't have kids if you can't afford to live better than that. Matter of fact, you also have to ask yourself, why are you 24 and having kids by a man who has not committed to you? I actually came up with this about 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was before I moved to Texas. So it's about 7 years ago. I used to post quotes on my Facebook page all the time. One of the things I used to say is a simple solution to stop all of these out of birth wedlocks and to stop all of these men walking out on their children. You want to know how you fix that? Talking about these men ain't shit. How many women out there in the chat believe that these dudes ain't shit? Because if you say that, hey, I'm with it. I'm cool with it. Then why have their kids? That's a choice. My body, my choice, right? This was a choice to put yourself in this situation. No man can do what a woman would not allow that man to do with what? With her body. She chose that. It is a very simple thing to say, no, I'm not going to have your kid. I'm not going to commit a legacy to you if you're not going to commit yourself legally and spiritually and emotionally to me. How about that for a solution? No babies, no marriage. No marriage, no babies. Is that too freaking hard? Does anybody want to cuss me out or send me some more death threats in my email based on what I just said? I really don't see what I'm saying that's wrong. Y'all feel like I'm bashing this woman? What I'm trying to do is use these stories as an educational tool to make sure that this thing stops. I get absolutely sick of looking at my email, and every time I get it down to about 50 emails left, I look up and we're back to 135 because people are still sending me stories of this exact same thing. Just this year alone, we probably have done, 5 stories of women throwing their children out of a window. Being a mother is a choice. And what's even more messed up about that, they have so many advantages over me. And I got to shout out Tommy because he talks about this all the time. Women have way more advantages than men. I still to this day don't understand why so many women, and I know it's not all, and let me give a shout out to my women in the chat. Y'all know it's not all. So don't get mad about this. Y'all know I'm right about this. Women have way more options to not be mothers. Once the seed leaves the man's body and enters that woman, his choices are over at that point. His only choice is abstinence. Condoms can break. Condoms can apparently be stolen and have the semen contents removed from them. So even that's not even safe. I feel like women have a lot of options. You are empowered. Understand your power. That's the most beautiful thing about women, especially a good, responsible woman, which that's not what she is. That's another reason why she's unattractive, because she's not responsible. What man wants a woman that's not responsible with her body, with her choices, with her living habits, with her parenting skills, with her education, finances, huh? What man wants a woman that's irresponsible sexually? Nobody. You can protect yourself during sex. You could just not have sex. But if you're going to, you can protect yourself. They have day after pills. Matter of fact, if you get pregnant and change your mind and feel like, you know what, this might not be for me, you can still have a late-term abortion. And on top of that, you can give your child up during safe haven in every single state. Safe haven laws, look them up. It's a simple Google search. Everybody has a smartphone, ain't no excuses. I got a lot more to say. Let me give y'all the fair usage and let me let y'all look in the news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. You know how they used to say no to drugs back in the 80s? Need to say no to dick. How about that? Let's get it.
New information in the case of a woman accused of killing her grandchild and then stuffed that grandchild in a cooler. Fox 19 Now's Morgan Parrish is live outside the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office. And Morgan, the grandmother now has been indicted.
Chris, that's right. Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters made the announcement earlier this morning. 42-year-old Latonya Austin is now charged with 2 accounts of murder, 1 account of aggravated murder, 2 accounts of felonious assault, 1 account of tampering with evidence, and 1 account of gross abuse of corpse.
Cincinnati police arrested Latonya Austin about a month ago. She lives here in the 2200 block of Schrodinger Avenue in South Fairmont. According to the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office, Austin was previously indicted for gross abuse of a corpse and tampering with evidence after the body of her 2-year-old granddaughter, Zayla Lee, was found in a cooler on Austin's property. Court documents show Austin put her deceased granddaughter's body in multiple trash bags and then into the cooler on or around April 9th. The Hamilton County Coroner's Office ruled Zayla's death a homicide as a result of blunt force trauma to the head. Additionally, Zayla suffered post-mortem.
All right, here we go.
Aftermath of the frightening incident was caught on cell phone video. Paramedics can be seen tending to 2 small children just moments after police say their 24-year-old mother, Dejanay Jarrell, tossed them out of the 2nd-floor window.
We heard crying, and then we heard a thump.
Neighbor Carl Chin lives behind the alley of 178 Rockaway Parkway. He says after hearing noises around 11 Saturday morning, he looked outside to see 2 children, a 4-week-old girl and a 2-year-old boy on the pavement. Jarrell, completely naked, standing on the fire escape above.
She was standing over the ledge and she just jumped straight down.
Desperate to help, Chin called 911 and barefoot jumped this railing to get to the woman who he says was still hurting the baby.
She gripped the baby tight, so I kind of struggled with her to get the baby away from her.
Chin eventually got the baby girl into his own arms. He says Jarrell seemed distraught but grateful.
She even thanked me and told me to take care of her daughter. She was basically tired of being alone and not getting enough sleep.
All 3 were...
Y'all hear this? Y'all hear this stupid excuse? She said she's tired of being alone and wanted to get some sleep. Keep in mind, this is... I hate to say that it doesn't... I don't really know how... Thank you. Trigger warning. Thank you. I really don't know how else to say this, But you give people a million options and they still make bad choices. She wanted to get sleep. Well, did you not know after one kid that you wouldn't get sleep, and then you turn around and made another one? And you still could have gave them up for, just can't be that level of dumb.
Was still hurting the baby.
She gripped the baby tight, so I kind of struggled with her to get the baby away from her.
Chin eventually got the baby girl into his own arms. He says Jarrell seemed distraught but grateful.
She even thanked me and told me to take care of her daughter. She was basically tired of being alone and not getting enough sleep.
Tired of being alone. Boy, that is some selfish stuff.
All three were taken to the hospital. Chin says those final moments he'll never forget.
To see that is horrific, and I just did what any decent person would have done in that situation. I just reacted.
His sister-in-law, Shandy Harrison, who's also there, agrees. They say the mother did not appear to be in her right mind.
She was asking for help. She asked my brother-in-law to take care of the baby. I hope she get the best help she can. You know, a family member try to reach out to her.
Oh, goodness. She said she hoped the mother gets some help. Are you kidding me? And let me point something else out, because I know y'all are going to get mad about this, because you're going to say, well, this woman had nothing to do with this story. But let me point something out that I noticed that maybe some of y'all didn't notice at first. Let me play this again.
His sister-in-law, Shandy Harrison, who's
Look
also
at this. This woman and her 3 kids. No wedding ring, no man, no father. No, excuse me, 4 kids. Oh my goodness.
there agrees.
That's 4 kids. Notice the one on the right is light skinned, different dad. Then you got the 3 other ones, look like they're about 2 years difference in age. I'm sorry, but when I see something, I just gotta say something. I'm sorry. This is just, we're doing this to ourselves, man. Like, you don't have to keep just having kids just because you're in a relationship. You're not even requiring that a man marries you, but wondering why a man won't stay with you when he didn't make a commitment to you.
They say the mother did not appear to be in her right mind.
She was asking for help. She asked my brother-in-law to take care of the baby. I hope she get the best help she can, you know.
I hope they send her to prison for life. Give her the death penalty. That's the only help she needs.
This baby, a little girl just about a month old, remains critical at the hospital tonight. The toddler, he is stable. The mother, she also is hospitalized, and police say she's facing multiple charges, including attempted murder. A mother so desperate she would throw her 4-week-old newborn daughter and 2-year-old son out her apartment window and then follow them to the ground. Tim Jacquard wrote the original safe haven legislation more than 20 years ago. He is a paramedic for the Nassau County Police Department and a crusader to save newborn babies.
Here you have an opportunity. The law it's known, but it's still, there's a lot of people that don't know it.
Police say 24-year-old Dejanay Jarrell threw her naked children from her Rockaway Parkway apartment around 11:30 a.m. yesterday.
And just to let y'all know, I didn't tell y'all this part of the story. One of the children is definitely expected to survive. One of the other children is still in critical condition, which I'm assuming that's probably the little baby that she smashed his head into the ground twice after throwing it out of a 2nd-story window. So just to let y'all know, one is in critical condition, one is in stable condition. And of course the mom is okay. We wouldn't want nothing to happen to her, right? We want to make sure she gets some help and make sure that she's okay. We want to make sure that she's better than the children, right? We don't want her to be lonely.
A neighbor, a Good Samaritan, scaled a fence to reach the kids and save the baby. He spoke to Pix 11 News Saturday.
She dropped the baby twice, so before she could do it the 3rd time, I just jumped over and ran to her.
Jacquard says this tragedy did not have to happen. Under New York State's Abandoned Infant Protection Act, a parent can give up a baby under 30 days old anonymously without fear of prosecution.
We've
got to prevent this from happening. And but yet, at the same time, I want to make sure that she gets a fair trial and that she gets psychiatric treatments. And I think that's what's going to intervene, the fact that she was out of control and that she may have been suffering postpartum psychosis.
She was suffering postpartum psychosis. No, she's just a postpartum selfish bitch. She needs to go to hell, not jail.
I'm in my bedroom here, and we could hear the baby crying, and within seconds we hear a thump, like a body just hits the ground. I pick up my house phone, dial 911.
Carl Chin describes how he jumped into action in a way that has his neighbors now calling him a hero. He and his family live right behind this scene that NYPD investigators were on all day. Police say that a young mother pushed that air conditioner out of her bedroom window, then threw her 4-week-old baby out and down to the ground, as well as her 2-year-old son. Then the mother jumped herself. All 3 were naked. A warning, what happened next is even more disturbing. Chin's sister-in-law was also an eyewitness.
She picked the baby by the leg and boom, boom.
Boom, boom. She said that was the sound of the baby thrown down to the concrete.
She dropped the baby twice, so before she could do it the third time, I just jumped over and ran to her.
He was the one who run like any Superman and jumped the fence.
He jumped this fence in his bare feet, by the way, and is now limping from the 10-foot drop on the other side.
Use my forearm.
That's a 10-foot drop. That dude could have broke his own legs. Why were they naked? Again, everything you could ask in this story could literally be why after everything. Why were they naked? Why did she try to kill the kids? Why did she have the kids? Why was she lonely? Why was she living in these apartments? Why was she broke? Why does she have a hairline that's way back here? We could ask a whole lot of whys. I don't know. I really don't know.
And kind of gotten her to loosen her grip with the baby.
Chin calmed the mother down until paramedics and police came minutes later.
She's clearly not in a right state of mind. She must have had some type of mental breakdown. She actually thanked me once I got the baby in my hand. She thanked me and told me to take care of her daughter.
She's not to be judged because we all go through our depression.
The newborn.
Oh, you hear what she just said? Let me make sure y'all hear this. She said she's not to be judged. You heard that?
She must have had some type of mental breakdown. She actually thanked me once I got the baby in my hand. She thanked me and told me to take care of her daughter.
She's not to be judged.
She's not to be judged. Let's hear this again. This is coming from a mother that got 4 kids on camera. Let's hear what she had to say again. Because they want all women to be infallible. There's nothing you could do wrong. Listen to what she said. She's not to be judged. Sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Listen at this again.
I got the baby in my hand. She thanked me and told me to take care of her daughter.
She's not to be judged.
She's not to be judged. I'll be back. She's not to be judged. Wait here. Get to the chopper. She's not to be judged.
She must have had some type of mental breakdown. She actually thanked me once I got the baby in my hand. She thanked me and told me to take care of her daughter.
She's not to be judged because we all go through our depression.
The newborn.
So she said we all go through depression. So if this is what depression causes you to do, should these individuals who say that they all go through things like this, should they be, I'm just asking a question, should they be allowed to be parents and should they be allowed to have children if they pose a danger or a risk to their children? Should they? Because if you're going to say that women go through this and men don't go through this, women go through postpartum, men don't, then why are women given the children off top and the men are not given at least 50-50 custody off top? Or let the men have the custody until the women get through this period of postpartum. How long does postpartum last? What, 2-3 months? Postpartum psychosis is very real. I don't care. You get my point? Let me make sure I'm very clear. I don't care if it's real. I really don't. Then don't be a parent. Stop reproducing. If you present a danger to your children, then you should not be a parent. Just that simple. The child should be with whoever is going to protect that child. So if men don't have postpartum, but women do, then maybe there should be more male fathers early on than mothers having children by themselves with no help and no stability. Huh? Is that clear? I've told you the simple solution to that. You can't guarantee that a man is going to stay there. You're like, I can't make him stay. I can't make him be a father. But what you can do is you can actually demand that that man make a commitment to you. Legally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and say, I'm going to marry you first. Until I get this on my hand, sign papers, and we under the same roof, and we're making this work as a couple, then we ain't having no kids until that happens. Why is that hard? Am I asking too much? Or y'all just don't want to do it that way?
Born was transported in bad shape, but alive.
Half her face was bruised.
The mother and 2-year-old are reported in stable condition. Chin's family and neighbors say it would be worse if not for him.
Just decency. Just doing what any decent person would do.
We begin with breaking news tonight. The mother accused of throwing her children out of a window is now being charged. And tonight, we're hearing from the Good Samaritan who jumped in to rescue the kids. CBS News' Karen Dillon has new information from Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Jessica, neighbors here at this Brownsville apartment building tell me the mother and 2 children had only lived here a short while before today's horrifying incident. Some have now started this tribute as they pray for the recovery of the 2 small children, one who has been critically injured.
My closing thoughts about this story is we absolutely have to stop giving excuses for people who hurt, murder, and abuse children, period. I don't care whether it's postpartum depression. I don't care if it's mental illness. I don't care if it's the bird flu. I don't care if it's COVID. I don't care what it is. But we have to stop people who hurt children in their tracks. They need to be made an example out of, and let other people know that you need to be thinking very deeply before you have children. This should be a process from the time that these kids are born. As they're growing up, they should be learning about their bodies, learning about responsibility, learning about what happens when you have children. Where were her parents at? Did they not teach her this? Was she too stupid? Did she not absorb the fact that you know that if you have sex, you have kids, you ain't gonna get rest, and there are a lot to take care of? They take up a lot of your finances and time. Did she not know this? And for anybody who would give that excuse, I would have to say that is the key reason why you should not be having children if you don't even know that basic fact. Children are very demanding, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. It doesn't even matter if you have to wait until your 30s, or maybe closer until you're 40, or maybe just don't have any. But this can't keep happening. This has to stop. We can't do any more to save these kids. But what we can do is continue to use these videos to educate as cautionary tales, to encourage other women, other men, other boys, other girls not to put themselves in these positions. If you have children, you're not going to get any sleep. Fact. If you have children outside of wedlock and choose to be a baby mama, there's a high likelihood that your ass is going to be lonely. If you have children outside of wedlock, there's a high likelihood that you're going to need a lot of money that you might not have at your disposal to take care of them properly. Fact. Children should have life insurance. Fact. If you can't afford it, then you should not be a parent. If you're still spanking your children, if you're still being physically disciplining your children or punishing your children, you should not be a parent. That is a fact. We have to start demanding better of our parents. If you see something, please say something. Even if you're wrong, we need more people to report, folks. If you see something wrong, you gotta say something. As long as we have systems like CPS and the police to go and do these investigations on these people with hairlines way back here, I think people that have hairlines way back here might not be suitable parents, okay? I really don't. As long as we have those systems in place, I would rather you make the phone call and be wrong and save a life than don't say anything. And next thing you know, you're looking at somebody having to go over there on the side of the building and scrape a baby's dead body off the ground. This was absolutely unnecessary. She could have given this kid up for adoption. She could have given this kid up for abortion, which is what I almost said, which is actually correct. She could have given this kid over to the biological father, because I'm assuming this was not an immaculate conception. I'm sure that she didn't get pregnant from Jesus. I'm sure she actually got her seed from an actual human being. She could have gave custody up to the biological father. You could have took the day after pill. You could have just used a condom. You could have just not had sex. You could have asked for that man to marry you before you produce his legacy, his children, and then try to do it all by your damn self and then cry, woe is me, I can't do this all by myself. This too hard, y'all. I need some help, y'all. I personally think more highly of our people, contrary to popular opinion, tend to think that we are this dumb that we can't figure something this simple out. I'm one of those black and white people where I feel like we just need to draw a line in the sand and say what we're going to tolerate and what we're not. And what we're not going to tolerate at the AFC, where we advocate for children first, is we're not going to tolerate the murder, abuse, and disrespect of our children. They cannot speak for themselves, nor can they defend themselves against the tyranny of their mother who has traction alopecia. Those children need an advocate, and we're going to pray for the lives of the one that's in critical condition, but definitely pray for those babies to make a full recovery. I would love to hear a positive outcome to this and see these children grow up and become something great and just make this world a better place. Because I have a feeling that if they survive this, they're going to thrive in somebody else's hands. To the mother, she don't need help. She don't need jail. She needs hell after jail. Give her the maximum penalty under law. She's made her choice. She needs no more chances to be able to hurt any more children. All right? Get her out of here. To those children, prayer hands up. We're going to pray that they make it through this. This is DJ Just Jay with the AFC, and I want to remind you guys, if you listen to these stories with an open mind and an open heart, don't miss my message by getting in your feelings if your skin is a little thin. If you remember to put the children first, then my message actually makes quite a bit of sense, okay? But thank you guys. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you disagree, or if you agree, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section after this is done, okay? Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys on the next stream, all right? Peace.